Welcome to the Isle of Wight, just off the south coast of England for round 5 of the Pro V Offshore European Cup. The town of Cowes is probably the most famous powerboat venue in the world, and as the season reaches its halfway point, the championship is still wide open. Per Oscarson and Runa Hoggervold blew everyone away with stunning victories in rounds 1 and 2 and arrived in their home waters in Arundel brimful of confidence. But the narrow fjord course didn't favour their pacey Niccolini hull, and the defending champions in Thunderbird took round 3. But the attacking Vikings were back on form in round 4 and only just lost out in a titanic battle with Italians Giovanni Capitella and Mario Invenizzi. But losing the race wasn't their main concern. That win secured Ceramica Panaria a crucial 20 points and moved its crew up to 2nd place in the championship. But the attacking Vikings still have a vice-like grip on the European title as the teams arrive in England and the home waters of the defending champions Chris Peters and Tony Dowley in their distinctive yellow boat. This British duo thrashed the opposition here last year with a double win, so is a repeat on the cards. Joining me once again is my motoring colleague Vicky Butler-Henderson, and as before we persuaded her to slip into a little nautical number for a new challenge. Her dunk test from last year is still valid, so no underwater escapades this time.
I think it's beautiful, and it's all mine.
With the experience of racing a V24 Bat boat last season and all that meant, we all felt she was ready for something, well, a little bigger.
Chris,
Hi.
hello. Oh dear, am I really going to be driving this thing?
So they tell me.
Should we hop on board?
Yes.
Right, you're very sweet to give up your seats, and I don't know whether I should be grateful or not yet. What is it like to drive?
It's a very exhilarating boat to drive. It's the quicker it goes, the more alive the boat becomes.
Right. How difficult is it to understand what it's doing, to sort of appreciate its handling?
It's a bit like a car, and you'll feel it. You'll feel the boat. You'll feel it through the wheel. You'll feel it through your backside, basically.
Yeah.
It's the same as a car. You get the feel of it. It's there. It's telling you everything. It's telling you what the boat's doing, how it's in the water or not in the water, as the case may be.
Now, under here, the things do seem a bit claustrophobic.
No, not really.
No?
There's quite a lot of room in there.
Okay.
You'll be too occupied anyway.
Too occupied with what?
Look at where you're going.
Oh.
Now Vicky has flown in a jet fighter, driven a Grand Prix car and done a loop-the-loop in a glider, but she's never driven anything quite this large in her life, and the thought of ending up underwater was still fresh in her mind. While Vicky handles the steering department, the man behind her operating the throttles is Tony Dowley.
Hi, Tony.
Hello, Vicky.
I don't know whether you're brave or I'm stupid or both of us, I'm not quite sure.
I'll let you know afterwards.
Oh, so, now, I've just been having a word with Chris, who basically has told me that you do have an amazing relationship and so much trust.
Yeah, I mean, I can only run the boat as fast as Chris can drive it. Obviously, the only thing that's really in the water when we're going flat out is the rudder.
Yeah.
And obviously, if Chris hasn't got the full control on it, it may be to do with my trim, it may be to do with the way we've got the boat set up. So it's important Chris feeds that back to me.
Yeah.
The faith I have to have in Chris is that a certain amount of blind faith that we're
Absolutely.
flat out, and if there's something that's right in front of us, Chris has got to tell me.
Who do you think's got the most difficult job?
If you look at it, I've got perhaps more things to do.
Yeah.
But then Chris basically needs 2 hands on the wheel, and he's obviously got to focus very heavily on the marks and the GPS.
Yeah.
And again, if the GPS at the speeds we run, and sometimes in the weather conditions, they keep cutting in and out.
Yeah.
So you've got to know what your heading is to go back to the compass. You can't do it without the other person.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, you know, the longer you race together, if you've got a good combination, I suppose the nearest thing is probably like rally drivers.
Yeah.
You know,
A
if you're
co-driver.
hacking up to a 90-degree turn and your navigator tells you to turn left and it's right,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
Oh, it feels lovely. I know I'm not going very fast, but it's amazing as well.
when you accelerate, then the nose comes down. You can actually see. That's why it stops.
Right, you can see the other boat on your right there. Can you see him running?
Yes, I can.
So the mark must be over to our right a little bit. There it is. Is that it on the right? Can you see?
Red boy.
Yeah. Right, there's the other boat. He's going towards it as well. See him on your right?
Yeah. Oh.
And can you see the orange mark?
Yeah.
That's the chute. We're going to run back down the chute, I think. That's it.
Oh.
Straighten up.
There's a lot of power in that engine.
Take to your left.
I'm alive. Very scary, very scary, very scary. Oh. Oh, supreme. Noisy, fast, very, very scary. Very scary. Thank you. You're a hero, I tell you, Chris, you're a hero. You can have it back. I loved it, don't get me wrong, but I was very scared.
Thunderstorm was the championship-winning boat in the first Pro V European Cup a couple of years ago. Now, Simon Fletcher is back, but with a new driver, Norwegian Kurt Aage Olsen. Thunderstorm is one of the original Thunder designs from Cougar, a sister boat to Thunderbird and Eurocool. And although now over 4 years old, it's still right on the pace. Kurt Aage has been looking for a suitable entry into the Pro V class, and teaming up with Fletcher might provide just the right solution.
Yes, we're working perfect together. So I think this will be a good race for us. And we like it rough, both of us, so...
Fletcher has been away from racing this year, but a test prior to Cowes soon blew the cobwebs away. Olsen and Fletcher seemed well matched, but this race will be the first real proof of their compatibility.
Are we ready to roll, Simon?
Yeah, we're ready to go. We should be okay. Yeah.
Fletcher, a man of few words, cloaking a steely determination. The close competition in Pro V is based on a successful power-to-weight formula, which brings together both diesel and petrol-powered boats in a head-to-head battle for supremacy. It seems extraordinary that, as little as 4 years ago, all these boats were sitting in different parts of the world, going nowhere. No effective international championship, and importantly, no rules existed which would enable them to compete against each other on level terms. Then along came promoter Chris Whitty and his team and changed all that. Now an inboard single-engined monohull is the order of the day, with either a 950 horsepower petrol power plant or a 1050 bhp diesel, with safety cockpit, only one forward gear and a minimum weight limit of just under 3 tons. Fit the whole package inside a 40-foot container and you're ready to go racing for the price of a Porsche Turbo. It's a very tempting prospect, and one that more and more teams are finding hard to resist. The battle to win the last round in Arendal was so intense that the eventual second-place finishing boat, the attacking Vikings, crossed the finishing line and then dramatically sank. This could be a pivotal round in the championship. Dowley and Peters are back on home waters and at the scene of their double victory last year. The question is, can they do it again and get right back in the fight for the title? Join us after the break to find out. Welcome back to Cowes on the Isle of Wight, where the competitors are heading out for round 5 of the Pro V European Cup, and we go over to race commentator Eric Michel.
The boats will run a 5-lap course, 2 long and 3 short. After they go through the start chute, they head on a westerly course to Hampstead Ledge, then up towards West Leap, then to East Leap, and across to West Ryde Middle. Almost a 180-degree turn and then back through the start chute, so 2 of those long laps and then into this shorter lap where they cut up towards West Leap, then to Northeast Gurnard and back towards West Ryde Middle and into the start chute once more. 5 laps in total, 74 nautical miles. So here we go for the 5th round of the Pro V European Cup with everything to play for.
Go, 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 go.
Thunderbird's driver Chris Peters urging Tony Dowley to give it maximum revs, the huge V8 screaming away in the back, and look at the result here because they're coming up alongside and pass and take the lead. They've passed Invernizzi and Carpitella. Dowley and Peters have taken the lead. Can they do it again as they did last year with a double win? It's an 8-mile run down to Hampstead Ledge. Plenty of time to get those engines really on song. Invernizzi then, we're on board with Giovanni Carpitella, and he's keeping a close eye on his right because that's where Tony Dowley and Chris Peters are as they head down towards Hampstead Ledge. But 3rd place, Thunderstorm is coming up to challenge now, the white Thunderstorm boat. Almost in 2nd, they're absolutely side by side with the Italians, and there's massive pressure on Chris Peters out in the lead here in the yellow Thunderbird boat. You can see Thunderstorm now has moved to challenge 1st place. They took 2nd, now they're challenging for 1st. They've taken 1st place. A tremendous run for Simon Fletcher and Kurt Auger-Olsen, his new driver.
Is that a wake or is it the water?
It's the water.
Simon's alongside us.
Tony Dowley sounding very calm as the throttle man because that's the view he's got out of his left-hand window is the challenge for, well, it was the challenge for 1st place. What a turn of speed from Thunderbird. Phenomenal increase in speed. Dowley hits the throttle, trims the boat. This leaves Invernizzi back in 3rd place. Giovanni Carpitella looking out of the right-hand side of the boat and slightly ahead of him because you can see this battle going on. Thunderstorm fighting hard to stay in 2nd place, but what a pace has been set by Thunderbird. Hoggervall, Rune Hoggervall and Per Oscarsson in the attacking Vikings number 11 boat had a very bad start, but they're making their way up through the pack. They're up to 5th place. And Thunderstorms challenging for the lead once more. A fantastic battle here for this 5th round of Pro V. Back in 3rd place is Mario Invernizzi. You can see the wake of the 2 leading boats as he's following them. They come into Hampstead Ledge. Look at this great sweeping turn and the difference in turning ability of those 3 boats as Dowley and Peters leave the other 2 boats in their wake. The water conditions really giving the teams a hammering. That's Per Oscarsson. Oscarsson talking to Hoggervall as they come round Hampstead Ledge. They're up into 5th place and they are pushing hard. Ahead of them they can see Spirit of Arundel. This is what it looks like inside their office. Per Karsten just on your left. Bjorn Magnusson up in the front. And they will be aware of the pressure that's coming from behind because it's coming from this boat, the double-capsuled Niccolini hull of Rune Hoggervall and Per Oscarsson from Sweden, and the challenge is on now for 4th place. The speed's in excess of 100 miles an hour. We look back down the side of Rune Hoggervall's cockpit on board number 11. And here's the challenge. They're at side-by-side stages now as they turn slightly east. Oscarsson down in the nearest cockpit to us with the Swedish flag on it, Hoggervall on the far side. And they've successfully moved past Spirit of Arundel, left their teammates now back in 5th place. Number 11 up into 4th, and Invernizzi can see Thunderbird just ahead. The view over Giovanni Carpitella's shoulder as they try to keep Thunderbird behind them, and it's not proving an easy task. Carpitella steering his way through pleasure boats that have made their way onto the course. They're making towards the most easterly part of the race course here for this 5th round of the Pro V European Championship.
What, Simon? Fucking hell.
Go, keep going, go. So, Invernizzi's ahead of us now.
And he's right, Invernizzi has taken this moment to lead.
Where's Simon on our right?
Yeah. We're ahead of him, this is the problem. Keep going, son, keep going. I'll squeeze him out.
Chris Peters planning to squeeze out the challenging Thunderstorm boat at the next turn at West Ryde.
GPS. Was it falling off?
Yeah.
Well, they've managed to do it. You can see Thunderstorm now back in third place, but Chris Peters has got a real problem on because the GPS unit has fallen off the front of the control panel right in front of his steering wheel. New race leader then, Mario Invernizzi, Giovanni Carpitella, but how long will they hold on to it, because this is a second place boat and it's very close behind. Thunderbird in second.
Well, after the opening lap, it's no surprise to see the Italians out front, nor to see Dowley and Peters right with them. A big shock is that Thunderstorm, in its first race this year, is right up with them.
Kurt Arger Olsen, Simon Fletcher in Thunderstorm. They're doing extremely well, staying in touch with the lead pair. This is our race leader, Giovanni Carpitella. He's looking in his right-hand mirror, constantly watching for an attack from Chris Peters and Tony Dowley. Or is he? I think the boat stopped. Tommy Stensrud and Glenn Osby having the best run they've had so far this season. Let's hope those collars stay inflated. They've had trouble, particularly with the right-hand one this year, but a repair seems to have been well effected by the team. Attacking Vikings have moved up into second. You can see Spirit of Arundel in the background.
Yeah, thank. Great, coming up. What is the way along with them? Okay.
Rune Hogevall there getting instructions from Per Oskarsson. And this is how close the challenge is. Spirit of Arundel. Per Carsten Mikkelsen, the throttle man, tweaks the turbos, urges the boat on. The throttles push full forward as they pass their teammates. The attacking Vikings now down into third place. And this is a sad sight. The former race leader and Giovanni Carpitella climbing out of the driver's hatch. The cockpit hatch thrown forward. Carpitella and Invernizzi now out on the deck of the boat. Something dramatically has gone wrong there. Safety boats, rescue boats up alongside them to tow them back to the marina. Back on board with Spirit of Arundel. They're now up into second place. But they can't relax for a moment. You can see how close the challenge is for their second place from their teammates, attacking Vikings. And you can see the distance to first place. That in the distance is the yellow boat. Thunderbird holding on to first place, making great speed today. An excellent performance for Tony Dowley and Chris Peters.
This is there's something wrong here, Tom. This is like seriously wrong. I can hardly turn it.
I'll slow it down so that you
Okay, I can turn to the right, I can't turn to the left.
Oh.
It's coming out will be the problem.
Not only problems with the GPS and having to navigate using compass and charts, Chris Peters has now got big problems with the steering. Tony Dowley managing to maintain some speed and to keep them in first place, but can it stay that way? Number 11 very close behind in second. They managed to retake that place from Spirit of Arundel, who are just back in third place. There they are in third place.
Well, after 2 laps, it's all change at the front. Tramaka Paneria has disappeared, and the attacking Vikings have moved from 5th to 2nd.
Here we can see, looking back from the attacking Vikings boat, and you can see the constant threat of the Spirit of Arundel. This is the view that driver Rune Hogevall will get in his wing mirrors. He looks back to see the challenge coming once more, and they just cannot get enough speed out of that double capsule boat to hold off this constant challenge, as second place falls to Spirit of Arundel once more. So our race leaders have slowed. Thunderbird with Chris Peters fighting with the steering, which is obviously more than he can cope with in a full race situation. The boat off the plane, passed now by third place Thunderstorm. So the new race leaders then are number 82, Spirit of Arundel. Bjorn Magnusson, Per Carsten Mikkelsen, winners of the Pool Grand Prix last year, but they haven't seen victory since then. And can they hold off this constant challenge from their teammates in the attacking Vikings boat? Number 11 with the same engine pack as number 82, the race leaders. It has to be down to propellers.
Well, 3 laps down and 3 different leaders. Now it's the Spirit of Arundel at the head of the field as they look for their first win for over a year.
Well, they won't be able to relax even though they're in the lead. This constant pressure from their teammates. There's a sad sight. Mario Invernizzi and Giovanni Carpitella being towed back to the harbour, so perhaps an engine failure there. Still this pressure. Still the team isn't giving up. And a huge leap almost in victory as the team of Spirit of Arendal cross the finish line to take first place, putting the Vikings in second and Thunderstorm here in third place. Fourth comes Hog V, an excellent day's racing for them. But what a great day for number 82, Per Carsten Mikkelsen out of the cockpit. Up comes Bjorn Magnussen, and he raises his arms in salute.
It was the weather for us, and in the beginning we were just laying a little bit behind the others. We were feeling a boat, and when we saw the others start to break up, we just did the same, and it came out very well.
It's your first real solid achievement this year for you.
Yes, it is, and we are very happy, and also happy for the others. So we have first and second now, so that's just a perfect day for us.
I thought it would be rougher out there than it was, so I chose the small prop. So we didn't have the top speed enough to catch them. The race changed completely with all the problems that the other boats got. So at the end of the race, it was just the two boats from our team left. So we thought, well, okay, we go for it anyway. It's a race. So we really tried to bait them. We didn't have the speed, but we were close in the chute.
And they were close at the end. But that doesn't matter. All that matters is who crosses the line first. 20 championship points to Spirit of Arendal, 15 to Attacking Vikings, 12 to Thunderstorm, and a very well-deserved 9 to Hog V. Thunderbird gets 7 points, and a did not finish for Ceramica Panaria, and a did not start for Eurocall. But on to the number 1 slot, Magnussen and Mikkelsen. A very happy Simon Fletcher and Olsen on the left. There's Chris Charlesworth. Nice to see him here celebrating as last year's driver with Simon Fletcher. What does it do to the championship points? Attacking Vikings hold on to the lead with 85, but Spirit of Arendal move up now with 68, ahead of Thunderbird with 57, who are just 3 points ahead of Ceramica Panaria. Hog V now on 16, Thunderstorm get 12 for their third position. Norwegian Thunder remain on 5 with Eurocall still with that 0.
With the opposition quite literally falling apart at the seams, the two Arendal boats had a relatively easy run to first and second place. The Attacking Vikings consolidating their championship lead, whilst the Spirit of Arendal jumped from fourth place to second place in the point standings. So Thunderstorm and Ceramica Panaria will need to get their acts together if they have any hopes of stopping a Scandinavian 1-2 in the championship. Make sure you join us for round 6 of the Pro V Offshore European Cup when the teams go round the Isle of Wight.